on there, aren't we? Holy cow.
Oh, man.
What a start. That's a great intro, isn't it, guys? Thank you guys for tuning in to another Old Carver Fishing Podcast. We got a good one today in studio right now. I have myself, Luke Henches, Fish on Luke on YouTube. We got Danny Two Cats on the end there, Old Carver Fishing Pro staff, and we got the owner of Old Carver Fishing Bait and Tackle, Mr. Chewy Godinez Jr. Thank you guys for coming in today. We have a special show today. We have a good friend of ours here on the podcast live. He goes by the name of Ron Cleveland Outdoors. He is a Twitch streamer, and he is actually streaming on his Twitch right now. If you go to twitch.tv/Ron Cleveland Outdoors, you can find, is that right, Ron?
Absolutely.
Gosh, I'm good.
That guy's on a roll.
He's streaming right now to about 40 or 50 people watching the podcast through Twitch. So if you guys are watching on Twitch and you want to ask questions or talk to chat, make sure you hop over to the Facebook or YouTube channel if you want to ask a question to the podcast. But I'm going to start off a little somber today. Kind of a sad thing happened here recently. We lost a good one. We lost a fellow cat fisherman. Scott's not here today, but it's one of Scott's friends he grew up with. Someone I know, someone Chewy's met. Josh Smith. So we're going to start the podcast today with a moment of 10 seconds of drag in remembrance of Josh Smith. We lost a good one, but he'll always be remembered. He's a good guy, big tournament fisherman in the catfish world. Just a good dude. Super good, down-to-earth guy. Yes. Scott had so many good things to say about him. Even before I met Josh, Scott always said, dude, I have a really good friend. He fishes a lot of tournaments. And I met him at the conference with Chewy.
Yeah.
Super good dude. Just a down-to-earth cat fisherman.
Yes.
And but he lost his life at the age of 40, and we'll always remember him. And this podcast will be in remembrance of Josh. So all of your Josh's family and friends, to our condolences to you guys. So
absolutely,
we're gonna get back to the podcast now. It's kind of hard to start on a somber story, but we got a good guest today. We got the one, the only. If you guys don't know, I used to stream on Twitch as well, and that's how I actually met Ron. Me and Ron grew up about 15 minutes from each other in central Minnesota. Before I moved up north, he fishes a lot of the lakes I grew up fishing when I was a kid. And Ron is a full-time fishing Twitch streamer. If you don't know what Twitch is, it is an interactive site, an application where you can stream. It was primarily known for video games, wouldn't you say, Ron, originally? Yeah. Then some guys got on the scene and started doing IRL stuff in real life. If you guys are older and don't know the terms, started doing IRL in real life streams of fishing, outdoor stuff, and just like random stuff walking around cities. And what happened was the guys kind of started the fishing streams. I was kind of one of the earlier ones that was streaming fishing, and I kind of gave that up and started just doing YouTube full time. But it's a great opportunity. You can make a living on Twitch. You can travel the country on Twitch. And Ron's here today to talk to us about his journey being a full-time streamer, full-time fishing streamer. We could call him a professional fisherman at this point.
Sure, okay.
I mean, he gets paid to fish.
He does.
I think that's what it is.
That's all it is.
It sounds like to me.
Professional. We're going to talk about his rig. He's got a camping rig with a trailer. He's got AC. He's got everything you guys could imagine for traveling the country. So, Ron, we appreciate you coming in to the Old Carver bait store.
Hey, listen, I've been down here. This is my 4th trip down here, and you guys make me feel like I'm at home. That's why I keep coming here. I mean, from the first time I walked in the door, Chewy and I spent probably 4 hours talking. My stream was sitting back at the river, live streaming, and I'm sitting here for 4 hours talking to this guy. So I feel like I'm at home here.
I love that. And I've known Ron for a couple years. We didn't really meet for a while, but then we ended up, we have mutual friends. You guys know Jeremy, who I fish with, and Wolfram. We're all kind of a group of guys, and you got Willie, Soggy. So I kind of met Ron through those guys. And I don't know if Ron, did you ever watch me when I was on Twitch at all?
All the time.
So Ron used to be in my stream when I was streaming. Then he was streaming. Then Wolfram got into streaming, and it's kind of a big family on Twitch, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's he's always getting new followers on his Twitch page. How many followers do you have on your Twitch now?
What am I? A little over 8,000, 8.1
Yeah,
thousand.
doing really good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Doing really good. Really good. And that's a great community over there on Twitch. So if you've never been on there and you want to watch Ron fish and travel, he travels the country, you guys, and he brings his van with him, which we'll talk about on this podcast. He has his trailer behind his van. He's got his bed in there. It's a pretty cool setup he's got. But yeah, he travels the country. He streams when he's getting ready to go on different trips. He streams while he's fishing. He'll be fishing till 1 a.m. and he'll be streaming on his Twitch. So kind of a cool thing if you guys are into that. Other than that, Ron, tell us a little bit about yourself. Maybe where you grew up and where you got into fishing.
I grew up in central Minnesota, Waverly, Montrose area on the Crow River. I was born a river rat. I didn't have a choice. My grandparents had 40 acres on the Crow River. It's where I learned to swim. It's where I learned to fish. Got older, ventured out, chased largemouth bass for about 34 years. Caught my first one at 7 years old. Got bit by the bug. And now since I've been full-time streaming, I've only been full-time since March, but since doing this, it's been a journey of getting back to my roots. I literally left all the bass equipment at home. I need to get back to my roots on the river and figure out why it was that I love fishing. But doing it economically and showing people that they don't have to have the big boats, the big campers, the big stuff, just repurposing stuff and building.
And Ron makes a good point. So when I was down visiting with Ron, we are just me and him and his stream. We were chatting, and when we're hanging out and we're chatting, we just it's not like we forget about the stream, but we chat like we're just buddies and hanging out, and people get to experience that. And he talked to me about getting back to his roots when we were over there on the banks in here in Carver. And he said it feels good, not taking a boat out and just sitting on the river, throwing bait in the water, catching flatheads, catching channel cats and sturgeon. It's just something peaceful. If you've never river fished, if you've never been, done it, it's definitely a change of pace. Even catfishing in general is a change of pace for a lot of people. If you're used to flipping and casting and trolling, the easiest way to fish is bank fishing on the shore. It is primitive. It's very primitive.
It is.
It makes you feel like you're part of the river. It's not like a boat where you can just move around. Like you're on the shore. And if you want to move and fish something else, you got to move all your stuff, go hiking, maybe do some trails, maybe do some Google Earth images. But I know Ron's really appreciated getting back into the whole catfishing world, and he's been taking full advantage of it.
Man, the more and more I do this, the more and more I go up and down. I've been up and down the Missouri River now 3 times in South Dakota. I've been out on the Mississippi. I've been here up and down the Minnesota River. And the people you meet and getting back, realizing I have 4 boats. It's not that I don't have a boat.
Right.
But I choose to sit on the banks because that's when you really get to meet people. That's when you really get to hang out and meet people and get on a different level of people. And that's one thing I've experienced down in this journey, and I absolutely love it.
See, it looks to me like you'd have to put a hitch on the back of your camper to tow a boat.
Well, no, actually, if I put everything, all the stuff that's in that trailer, I used to carry that in the van because originally I was going to take a boat out with me. And then the first time I got back on the riverbank, I realized the fact it was probably early April. I shot out to South Dakota to fish the Missouri River over in Fort Thompson. I failed miserably. 5 days, I caught 3 walleye, and I'm telling you, you could walk across the backs of them there. They were so thick. But I learned a lot. One of the things that's driven me there is because I've been recently diagnosed with some medical conditions, neuropathy. So I can't feel where I'm walking. And I literally almost got stranded on the rocks. And I realized the fact that I had to figure out what I was doing in order to do this. Like I thought my stream was going to have to, my moderators were going to have to call law enforcement to come help me off the rocks. I was stranded that bad. I was crawling off the rocks by the end of my first night. And I've had to learn a lot from that. But I refuse to lay down and not accept the challenge. So doing this, I'm getting more activated. I'm getting healthier. I'm doing more stuff than I was doing the past 3 years. Bass fishing is a lot of work. I'm not going to lie. I've done it for over 30 years. It's a lot of work. But the first time you lock into a 20+ pound flathead, you'll never match that feeling. I don't care. I've caught 7-pound largemouth here in Minnesota, which is almost unheard of. I've fished, I don't know how many different tournaments here. you will never match the feeling of them big flatheads.
That's a fact.
That's a very much fact. Yeah.
That's a fact.
And bass don't get 20 pounds. Or here, anyway.
If you guys have any, just during this podcast, if you guys do have any questions for Ron about his life, it's just the end of COVID, guys. No big deal.
I gotta go.
If you guys have any questions for Ron about his journey here, traveling the country, being a full-time professional fisherman, make sure you guys ask in the chat. Let's get to, is there a few comments we can talk about in here? Amen, Ron.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got one for you. So today is actually Luke's birthday.
It is.
Right now?
It's
Yeah.
Luke's birthday.
All right. Happy
Hey,
birthday.
Mama.
Would you like a Coors Light?
Mark,
Big 26 today, so it feels good.
Dang, man, what did Moses look like?
Growing up.
Did you say 26?
26, yep.
And you're not fucking with me? Or you are fucking with me?
100%, yeah.
Okay. Jesus Christ. I felt older and older.
I'm like, wait a minute.
you got a
That
question
doesn't sound
here.
right because I got a kid that age.
Curious what Ron's biggest cat on the Crow was.
Honestly, out on the Crow, it's a lot of channel cats out there. So I mean, 8, 10, 12 pounds is about your average. I mean, it's not a real high producing big body of water, but you'll catch a lot of them. That's the thing. I mean, you'll go out there, and learning to fish in Minnesota is one of the biggest things. When I came out here last year for an event called Fishcon, that's put on by Twitch streamers.
Yeah, tell people about Fishcon a little bit.
Okay, so Fishcon is an event that is put on by the fishing streamers here in the Midwest. It's put on here by the fishing streamers in the Midwest to get together with our audience and go fishing with us and learn what it is that we do, check out our setups, and you know, even if they don't have any gear, they've never done it before, we introduce you to it. We'll supply you with rods. We'll supply you with the right equipment to get out there and actually catch fish. So it's a really good interactive deal where you guys can come out and hang out with us.
I've done the ice one. I've done the summer one. It's a lot of fun. A lot of Twitch streamers. It's kind of cool to hang out with the people that are always in your chat. Viewers can come. It's real neat. And it's down here this weekend in Carver.
It is.
So stop down there, Dan. Make sure you go introduce yourself that you're Danny Two Cats.
Danny, you can't sleep in my van. No.
The beautiful Tara wants
Just
to
a
know
nap.
most memorable fish from shore.
Most memorable fish from shore. Well, it's definitely going to be probably the one that I remember the most. I was 7 years old when I hooked my first largemouth. It was just over 6 pounds. I literally was a poor kid out there with a homemade rod that I built. I literally taped pieces of rod together to make my fishing rod. I was out there with a bobber and a black fly with a yellow eye, just out there running across, and that bass hit it. And I was stuck ever then. And then just recently here, when I hit my 26, I hit a 26.4 pound flathead right up here. And that will probably be one I will never forget, because that was like my spiritual awakening on the river. It's like, this is home.
And just so you guys know, when he caught this 26-pound flathead, it's like a 10-foot steep bank to the water.
At least.
It's longer now.
It is. When I caught, how big was the one I caught with you?
About 16.
16 pounds. And Ron is like crawling down the cut bank. And I'm like, oh, Ron's going in the water. And he didn't. But yeah, our friend left, Outdoor OG, he left his rod and went to, so I was just like, I'll take your rod for a little bit. Right when he left, I caught the fish.
Yeah.
So
Literally, he couldn't have been out of the park when you hit it.
I love that.
This one's for you.
Danny Two Naps.
Danny Two Naps.
Danny Two Naps.
So if you guys don't know, Dan's known for napping in the boat.
All right, just for the record, these fishing contests are from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
It's tough.
And I have a 1-year-old and a
It's so
4-year-old.
I just want to say I've never met you in person until today, at least that I can remember. But I've seen many pictures
Next
of you
time.
winning the pass out game.
I'm wondering where these pictures are coming from, because I've never seen one.
Here's another one for you. How about the biggest walleye from the Crow?
Biggest walleye from the Crow, the biggest one honestly is probably about 8 pounds out of the Crow. There's
the
a little
Crow.
spot that I grew up fishing on. It's on the backside of my aunt and uncle's property. There's a deep hole sitting there, and you luck out. Sometimes there's crappies in there. Sometimes there's northern pike in there. Sometimes there's catfish in there. If you can get on that hole, you never know what you're going to catch out of there. It's a different shot every time you go there.
Still heard you. nice one though.
Love
I
me.
mean,
Wade loves his nap. So Wade just is recovering COVID right now, and it's been at him for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and he's still not back full yet. It's really kicked his butt hard. I was bringing him some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, when my clickers wear out a little bit and they don't wake me up anymore, it's time to get some new reels.
So let's get a couple more comments, and I have a few questions for Ron too, still too. So
Chris,
as well.
Do you have a favorite lake in Minnesota?
Probably the one I grew up on would be Waverly Lake in central Minnesota. It's a really, really good multi-species fishery.
Bait clickers are for napping. That's true. Bait clickers and bells. The thing is, so you've fallen asleep when you're flathead fishing
No.
all the time. So Dan always falls asleep.
So
when
I do.
flathead fishes.
I'll tell you the
Hold on.
Okay.
So one thing Dan can probably vouch for is if you're sleeping and you hear the flathead just destroy a bullhead, and then you have to wake up and figure out which rod it was.
I mean, what do you mean which rod?
Well, if you have 3 people napping in the boat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So the other week when I went out, I had 3 people napping in the boat.
Yeah.
And 2 rods went off. And since the other 2 were napping, I grabbed both the rods. I set the hook on one. Tink. All the line I spooled me.
Hold on. Don't say that, because that's illegal to do that. So
What?
you can't actually even handle someone else's rod in a boat. So
Well, I was trying to hand it to
Yeah,
him,
you
and
were
it
handing
and
it.
it
Yeah, and it pulled it,
and
yeah.
pulled and it spooled
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah, that's
Good.
what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
He's just kidding, guys.
So anyway,
he's just kidding.
I think we all catfish the same way. It's not really.
Yeah,
it's
with
not-
rods and reels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rods and
There you go.
reels.
There's Wade for you.
Wade wants to know how long you've been growing that beard.
About 1 year.
About a week, Wade. It's coming in, but you know, I don't grow a lot of facial hair. I've been trying.
I like that.
Oh,
Line alarms the ticket this year. We use the only time we use line alarms is for alligator gar, and we use the Delcums. They're called. Have you guys seen those for carp? They use in Europe. The rod sits over the top of them with the line in them, and you have a
When it pulls up.
You have a transponder. Yeah, that was definitely your phone, Chewy. And you have a transponder. It doesn't do it all the time. Yeah, it did it again. Chewy, before the podcast, she was like, "It's not my phone causing interference." He just sets it down and does it again.
Your phone is now banned from the studio, sir.
But those beepers work good. If you guys, I was gonna say we run them for carp, so we have a transponder. It has like red, blue, green, and yellow, and each line beeper has a color on it. And so when we garfish, we actually lay them. I could do a show on garfishing. I think that'd be kind of cool. Yeah. But maybe we'll get Bubba Bedre on, because I know we had Milton on here. But we could get Bubba on here sometime to talk about line beepers. And then you go sit across the river like 100 yards away from your lines, and whatever you do them in order from top to bottom on the Delcom. So if you see red beeping, and the faster your transponder beeps, the faster the line's pulling out of your rod. Then you got to run to your rod and pick it up.
Why do you stand so far from your rod?
Because the gar breathe air and they come up and they'll see you.
No.
Yeah, so they have a secondary lung. That's what's cool about gar. Even I think short nose and long nose both have secondary lungs. They can actually breathe air. So when you hear them gulping, they actually can breathe air and breathe out of the water. So it's kind of cool. It's one of the only species that can do it.
There's a cool question from Bebe. Wish you were here, Bebe.
How many signatures are on your van?
Honestly, I don't know, but I will say yours is the most artistic.
That's
There
what
you
I
go.
said. I said, how artistic is Tara's signature on the van?
Yeah, you need Danny Two Cats to sign that too.
Yeah.
I'll do it next weekend at Fishcon, or this weekend.
This weekend.
This weekend.
On Saturday?
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Friday.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm taking Friday off and Saturday just to be out there with them.
I mean, don't
Are you actually going to do some fishing?
Yeah, right.
I am.
He's not.
I'm going to do it the traditional way though.
Hand line?
Yep.
You're going to do a hand
Hey,
line?
where's my
Set lines are illegal here.
my cousin Chris sent me that rod. It's a traditional rod. Where is it?
Is it the one
Where's
back
the-
in the
Oh, it's
corner?
right here.
Oh, gosh.
I got it.
We're going to knock over the podcast station.
Right here.
There it is.
Home Depot.
Yep.
Yeah.
There it is. It's a nice rod.
Hey, what's the
What action
on
is
them?
that?
That's
Yeah.
what I was wondering. What is
That's,
the action?
6 footer?
Medium heavy.
Medium heavy? That's a nice one. So Ron,
Yes, sir.
back to your life.
Well,
Tell us a little bit about what got you into streaming fishing. Tell us a little bit about your journey thus far on the old Twitcherooski.
I've been streaming on Twitch now for just over 3 years. I came over. I was a Facebook streamer, streaming politics, actually doing political streams. And about a year ago, I lost my mom in December of 2020. And one of the things she hated that I did in social media was politics. And out of respect for her, I decided it was time to be done. I was done doing politics. It was causing me more stress than it was worth. So we made the push over doing outdoors because I was streaming fishing anyways. And really what it was is there was some guys who were already streaming doing IRL stuff that brought me to, I talked about fishing on there. One of the first, I didn't take it seriously. I did not take, and I'll be the first one to admit, I did not take the fishing community serious on Twitch. So I went out and did kind of the troll thing like a lot of guys do because I knew my ability to fish. So I went to Walmart and I live streamed me buying a Zebco 202 setup, the whole fishing kit.
Yeah.
And I literally won a fishing contest on it. But you know the lakes I fish, it's not hard to catch fish there. If you can't catch fish in my area, there's something you're not fishing. You don't know how to fish. I mean, really, you can throw a cigarette butt in the water and probably hit a
It's like
decent
ocean fishing.
Yeah. I haven't done it yet. Will be in October. But getting into it and getting to meet the people in the community and realizing how big of a following this is, it really sparked me getting back into fishing because I was honestly all the way done. I had sold all my fishing gear. I sold my bass boat. I sold everything. I got rid of everything. I'm like, I don't have time for fishing. I'm working on my business. I don't have time for fishing. It's just one of those things I'm willing to give up. And the community on Twitch really got me back into it. Meeting the people on there and seeing how excited people are getting and hearing people who aren't able to go out fishing, whether it be because they're bedridden or whatever the case may be, and being able to do that vicariously through you. The neat thing about Twitch is they get to interact with you live. You know, like your guys' podcast. Well, I'm doing this, last month alone, I did almost 300 hours in front of the camera interacting with people live. So, I mean,
it's muchas horas.
that's a full-time job.
It is.
That's why you're a professional fisherman.
That's true.
well,
That's
I'd like
true.
to make their wages. I could tell you that.
What do we got? Well, that doesn't sound low budget fishing. Yeah, you could take it easy, Mark. I'll bring my spray paint to leave my signature this weekend. You ain't doing
No.
nothing. You're gonna be taking a nap and sleeping.
I don't even think you're going to be allowed in, Wade. They're going to have a security guard.
He'll probably show up with Jeremy. I'm heading out this weekend. Been a while since I've been on the Minnesota. Oh, nice, Derek. Hopefully you guys get on a few. Glad you made the switch, Pigpen said.
Oh yeah, Pigpen's one of the guys that hangs out with me quite a bit, man. He's one of the guys that I've watched for a long time doing catfishing on the river, and I always thought about getting back into it, but it's like, and finally it was just where I'm at now.
Yeah, Mark. I mean, I'd say give it a shot. There's
Yeah.
always room for more elderly streamers.
Oh, ouch.
Well, if you're
That was Luke, by the way, Mark. That's not me. I laughed a little, but
That's what we
it caught me
need.
off guard.
elderly streamers, well, that just shows that we got better stamina because some of us are still.
You're not elderly. You're only 4 years older than me. Wait, no, you're more than that.
Soggy Wonka
Listen, son.
Customs.
Listen, son.
Sturgeon.
I love me some sturgies.
Caught my first ones this year.
Yep. Now I got this.
never-
He told me he wasn't going to take a sturgeon sticker from the bait shop that I have here until he caught a sturgeon, and then he finally caught one and put it on his van.
Yeah.
I caught 3 of them in one day.
I think we only got one left, by the way.
Dang.
Oh, look who just messaged me, who texted me. The Democrat.
Soggy, what's
they
up,
want my
brother?
support. Yeah, hard pass on that.
That got me into RL fishing on Twitch, but I fell off due to life
I have a
Jersey
question
Mix.
before we go. What is IRL?
In real life.
in real life.
Okay.
Weren't you listening earlier?
Yeah, you
Were
guys.
you napping again?
You guys kept saying IRL, so I
We
got
can't. Hey, listen, you can't sit in the
I
back
just, I
corner
just,
anymore.
I just found that.
No,
I found that today.
I feel like he wasn't
I don't know what it
listening.
was.
It's okay.
I think
I
he was
said it.
napping.
I actually
You
said
gotta
it
understand,
twice.
Dan only focuses on the the bits and pieces he can
Yeah,
take for himself.
That's true.
I didn't want to interrupt, so
Yeah,
I
you're
saved the
good.
questions till
No,
later.
we like that.
It's my mouth on your. What do you say?
Oh, I love that.
What's SMH?
Shaking my head.
No.
Yeah, Tim. He does.
Don't feel
nice one
bad. I
from the
still
river.
don't know that one. Every
I
time
mean-
people post that one up.
So he'll be streaming tonight, guys. When we're done with the podcast,
Yeah.
make sure you go over to Twitch, twitch.tv/RonClevelandOutdoors, and you can watch. I'll be down there. Possibly. I know Ron will be down there. Maybe Jeremy, one of our buddies, Jeremy, might stop down there. He'll be fishing late, so he'll be streaming if you guys want to watch him river fish tonight. So.
I usually stream until at least 2 a.m. because
There you
I
go.
mean it seems to be the witching hour for flatheads, and I'm on a mission to. I know there's bigger ones where I've caught
Yeah,
them.
there are.
Another one for you. Did you admire anyone from fishing growing up?
Oh man, I watched everybody. I probably have to say one of my biggest influences would be Bill Dance.
Bill
Something about-
Dan.
Bill Dance. Yeah,
He's a catfish fisherman too. He's actually
He is.
He's actually like the face of the American Catfish Association as well.
that Bill Dance just had a neat approach to everything.
Oh, that looks like they're conspiring. He's asking Soggy now if he wants to come crash the party.
Consider TikTok streaming. Tara's a queen of TikTok.
He's got a ton of followers on
Yeah,
TikTok.
Happenstance TikTok is one of them things that just everything I've done in social media. Believe it or not, I'm actually computer illiterate.
You get yourself a set of those press-on nails.
I wish I could make as good as videos as Tara.
God,
Dude, Tara
Tara
makes
makes-
sick videos.
She does. She
Her
uses-
I was telling her about the other day. I was like, you know how good your TikToks are? They're better than anyone's out there, in my opinion.
True story. I found his TikTok through Tara's.
That's what he said to me. Yeah. Tara, yeah, he found me through you because he searched Fish on Luke thinking, oh, I'm going to come up. No, freaking Tara came up. You guys remember? So she made a TikTok of me dissing her about having more followers on TikTok, and now she just blew past me.
That a girl, Tara.
She's the queen.
She's the queen.
Live streaming on TikTok. I've done it a couple of times. I'm not real good at it. What?
Can we? Okay, again, let's stop. So Ron has different names for every platform. So let's go through them. You call TikTok TikTok. What do you call YouTube?
LubeTube,
LubeTube. What do you call Instagram?
Instagram.
Instagram. What is Twitch?
Twitch.
He doesn't change Twitch.
You do it like you can't really dog where you're making a living.
I know,
But
yeah.
every time people start talking about Twitch, you're like,
Luke over, follow Luke on TikTok.
They wants to know what you call Snapchat.
oh no, that's not.
Oh,
family
we're
friendly.
not doing that. I already know what it is because we've talked about this.
Is Luke's mom listening?
No, it's not that bad. It starts with a snatch and ends with a chat. So.
Don't worry,
I was kicking butt on TikTok live last week. Then they gave me a week. Jeez, Mark,
what you do, Marty?
control yourself.
Do the fish? What you do?
What were you selling feet pics on
What's
there?
up, Taco Box?
What's up, Tackle Box? Hello, mother. She is in here, Dan. So
All right.
come on now.
Sorry, honey. Call me later.
I'll beat the shit out of you.
Luke, don't swear in front of your
My
mother.
mom is my mom's a saint.
She's a
One,
saint.
I've told you this. She's a saint. You have no
Hey,
chance.
wait. Can I live stream it?
No, I'll beat the
Damn it.
shit out of him.
I need content.
Trust me, Luke. I can run faster drunk than you can mad.
I don't know about that. Maybe longer. Well, there's Walleye.
Well, this has got to be the
Oh,
most
it's a
entertaining podcast we've ever had, right here.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is awesome, guys.
I appreciate everybody from the stream from RonClevelandOutdoors Twitch stream coming over here and hanging out.
Thanks, guys.
Make sure you guys continue to check out this podcast every Wednesday.
It's true.
This is literally those of you coming down for Fishcon, you're going to get to meet all these guys. They have plenty of gear in store for us. They're getting bait rod in special just for us to make sure that we're stocked up all weekend. This has been over a month in the planning and talking to these guys and getting everything set up and the right equipment. So no matter what your needs are going to be, they're going to be here. Rods, reels, bait, hooks, everything. And sliders.
Sinker slides.
Oh, what do you got here now? bait this time of year?
Well, honestly,
Sorry.
the Minnesota river rats have been kind of educating me a lot here. Like on the Crow River, one of the biggest baits that you use is frogs, live frogs, dead frogs, and night crawlers. That's pretty much your plethora of bait out there, and you can hammer just about anything. So coming here, learning the different types of cut baits that they use, and using like live bullheads and things like that, that's a whole different world for me, and being set up different for that. So it's been right now this time of year, I've had a real tough time. The last fish I caught on stink bait that I got from the shop, actually. Wrapping up. What I do is I wrap stink bait up in a nylon women's pantyhose that you get from the dollar store.
Mm-hmm.
Throw them on a circle hook and throw it out there. And I make a big old goober ball and throw it out there and just let the scent run down river.
So if you want to know the bait, if we could use bluegill for bait, that would be the best summer bait on the river.
Absolutely.
We just can't use them here, unfortunately.
Yeah, ask all the guys from other states that come here and start fishing with bluegills. They come here on vacation and leave on probation.
Right. Favorite fish in the winter?
True story. That's happened. I went fishing with a guy, and he came here with a whole bunch of bluegill, frozen bluegill, and he threw it out. I didn't realize what he was throwing out there right away, and literally got hammered by the DNR for it. It's like, you didn't tell him? I was like, I didn't know. I didn't know he was fishing with it.
They have bullheads. They will have bullheads this weekend, guys.
Yeah, we'll
in the bait shop. What's your favorite fish to fish for in the winter? Nathan wanted to know.
Mine?
Yep.
Well,
you're the guest, Ron.
Oh, well, my favorite in the wintertime, I pretty much live in a fish house for 4 months, 3 to 4 months out of the year. So I try to spend the first part of the season chasing a wallmouth or walleye. I've always wanted to catch one through the ice. So the last couple of years, it's been my deal. But otherwise, it's pretty much anything that bites, from perch to crappie. I'll go target largemouth bass for a while. My son likes to do that. I taught him how to do that through the ice. So that's something we do.
What would you think about ice fishing out on the Minnesota River, Ron?
In a heartbeat. I think it's one of the best fisheries in Minnesota. I think it's one of the most underrated fisheries.
When that time comes.
I call it the river dance with Dan. Dan goes out there really, really early.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
so do
I get out about a couple days earlier than Luke. My stature.
I mean, you weigh what, 100 pounds soaking wet?
175 wet.
Yeah,
Toss him around.
Yeah, I'm literally.
He will toss me around.
I'm literally 300 pounds. You're not. I'm not. Listen, I'm not that desperate. For
No. I'll bring you out there. It'll be safe. We'll have a good time.
It is safe, as safe as you make it. Tara wants to know, how do you pick a shore spot in low water? I'm going to answer this. I'm going to guess how this works. Somewhere that's accessible to drive his van to.
That is 99% how I use my spots.
Yeah, and if fishing sucks, it sucks. But he's got to be able to get his generator down there in his van. I mean, he really has only so many options where he can pull up, and he has so much stuff, you guys. I mean, he's got a van and a trailer full of stuff, and he can't park 500 yards away from where he's fishing. So he's got to be able to pull right up there, get his stream set up, and ease of access. I mean, in Le Sueur, you were fishing, and that was you had to walk a little bit for that, but it wasn't too bad.
Well, the biggest thing is when you're doing this, when you're doing this stuff live streaming, it's being able to carry the gear, because you have to have battery packs with you. You know, I run 2 phones
and a computer,
and you got to carry everything with you, and you got to bring that out with you to the spot, because in order for me to do what I'm doing as far as making a living from it, I have to make sure that I have good signal. I have to make sure that, I'm interactive, and I got to have all the stuff to make sure that happens. And if it weren't, honestly, a huge shout out to my moderators on Twitch, because if not for them, I would not be able to do this.
Yeah, they're nice to have.
Oh, what is a moderator on Twitch? What do they do for you?
Basically, when they see you get on there, Dan, they're going to ban you.
It's true. And if his mods are in here, I just want to, if you guys see anything with Dan Two Cats or Dan,
no, stop.
Ban him.
Why?
Dan
Okay.
Two Naps.
What is
ladies
happening?
and gentlemen, Dan Two Naps.
After today's comment, I'm over him.
Oh, jeez.
We're fighting after this podcast.
Well, I've always
why-
thought it, and I've never actually said it. So
You tried saying it the last one.
Had that happen on Devil's Lake, Minnesota. Guys came ice fishing with live shiners. They were pretty pissed when I told them they can't use live shiners and had to freeze them. Rodriguez.
Oh, and Devils. Yeah.
Well, that wouldn't be hard. Hell, just throw them on the ice
Easy,
for 10 minutes and
yeah.
they froze.
You weren't sitting at the Jordan Access yesterday, guy fishing out of a van?
No. I was at home revamp. I do have a house. I have a home. I have a wife. I go out and I revamp.
He's not homeless, guys.
No. So,
Well, thank you for telling us that, because my first thought was this guy just lives in his van and travels around fishing. Isn't that?
That's true.
I'm getting there. I'm trying.
So tell us a little bit about your van. You spend a lot of time in it.
I do.
Driving, sleeping, reading, speaking the word.
I do. And honestly, what it is it's a 1995 E150 van that I found. One of my viewers, it was his grandfather's van, and he said, "Hey, we're trying to get rid of this thing, and I know you've been looking for a van." And this thing was garage kept. Last winter, I think, was the first winter I'd ever seen. I drove this thing out on the lake pole in the fish house all over the lakes in my area. And what I did is the first day we had it, we took all the seats out of it. I repurposed just about everything in there, either out of my garage or previous builds, put lights in there, put a bed in there. I have a Chinese diesel heater in there. I have a 5,000 BTU air conditioner in there. I'm not out here to rough it. I'm out here to enjoy what I'm doing. I run everything with a Honda 2000 EU generator, and I just travel around with that. I mean, I've got a mini fridge in there. I've got a dresser in there. I've got ways to stay clean. So it's not like I'm out, every time I pack out to be on the road for at least a month.
Wow.
Oh, dude.
He sends it full send.
How do you get away with that with
Yeah,
your wife?
that's
She
what I was
must
gonna
be nicer than Luke's mom.
There's no shot. Will you? Okay.
Okay, stop. I'm
stop
done.
bringing my
I'm
mom
done.
up.
I'm done. I'm sorry, Luke's mom. Jeez, I'll stop.
Honestly, it's been a dream of mine for a long time. And since I've gotten onto Twitch and doing social media and things like this, I never thought in a million years I'd be doing fishing and living out of a van. But it was just kind of them things that I started out doing this stuff when I was a teenager. Everybody's running up to Red Lake and they're staying at resorts and things like that. Well, I was a teenager, man. I can't afford that. Remember when the big crappie bite was on up on Red Lake? The huge mass.
Yeah, and then they kind of disappeared.
Well, I mean, I wonder why that was.
Right.
But anyways, it was I couldn't afford to stay at them places. So I started converting the bed of my pickup truck so I could camp in that in the wintertime, go out there, fish, come back to the bed of my pickup truck, and then camp out in there. And it was just something that had taken off ever since. So, and it's not that I was opposed to resorts back then. I just couldn't afford them.
Yeah, I hear you there. Live in a van down by the river.
Amen to that. Chris Farley, we miss you.
Yep. Experimental invites. I'm guessing that means experiential. Is he mean to say experimental? Experiential.
You're going to have to
Invites?
use smaller words. Like, can you break it down into like,
Tim, stop confusing.
Experiential. What word is that?
it sounds like a credit
Nathan
score.
Gilbert's Ron don't catch fish. He just likes casting.
Yeah, I'm not a fishing stream. I'm not a fishing stream just so that way when I don't catch fish, people can't give me crap. So I just say I'm practicing casting.
Yep.
Chris Godinez, which is the most tasty fish, Ron?
Mine personally is yellow perch.
Yellow perch.
I like perch. Too.
I had a feeling he was going to say perch.
Yeah. Your wife should meet
Remember.
mine. Maybe I'll be able to fish more. I got to meet Robert at the Fargo Red River tournament. For you remember Robert when he ordered those rods and you couldn't get them?
Yeah.
I got to meet him for the first time at that tournament when I was down in Fargo.
When
You mean up in Fargo?
we get those t-shirts in, the ones we designed, I'm sending them one.
Yeah, he'll like that.
3X, right?
Yeah, right. He's a small little guy.
Yeah, he came by. I couldn't be here. I think who was here? Mikey. I think he met Mikey or Rika. I couldn't be here when he came in. But yeah. What do we got? Is that all we got? All right, we caught up.
Caught up on comments.
Caught up
There
in
you go.
comments.
So what's your plans for after Fishcon? What are your do you have any plans to go far away?
I think I'm going to go tackle the James River over in South Dakota. I've got a bone to pick with that lake or that body of water. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but if you look at it on a river map, it is solid winds. Like literally, it is one of the longest rivers to travel up by boat.
Can't believe you haven't said that to me. I used to launch my boat in the Jim River.
Yeah, I'm fixing to head out there.
It's a huge flatheads in there.
And So there, actually, will be I'll be hanging out with Walleye 1st of October. I have a wedding I have to be back for at the end of this month, and then we have what's called the Redneck Throwdown, which is a gathering for the people who follow me on Twitch. It's a chance for me to break bread with them. I don't stream it. I don't nothing. It's just we get together, do a big potluck dinner, and everybody comes and hangs out, and it's that's all at the end of this month, and then September is wide open. Literally, I let my viewers kind of decide where we're going. I don't necessarily make all the decisions in that. I come up with ideas, and if they don't like it, we put up a poll. We figure out where we're going to go. The biggest thing is the expenses, because I'm not going to say it. But anyways, I'm going to say it. I love my president. But anyways, it's one of those deals that
yeah, right.
it's one of those deals with the needed hike in gas prices that makes it really hard to do what I do, because my stream right now is 100% viewer sponsored.
Yep.
So it's one of those deals where everything that they donate is going into traveling,
and that's a common thing. I mean, if you guys aren't familiar with Twitch, any live streaming, anyone that full-time live streams, I mean, it goes from the biggest to the smallest. There's always goal markers you can make as a streamer, and you can have a goal bar on the top of your stream, and it'll say fuel expenses for next trip, like $200, and then the bar will go up as the donations get closer to that $200.
Okay.
So it kind of makes it kind of a fun thing for the viewers, fun thing for Ron to do, or whoever. And you don't want to. It's his livelihood. I mean, he has to make money to keep doing it, and that's just the way it is. I mean, unless you're a super uber rich human being, I mean, if you're streaming full time, I mean, your streamers support you, and he has a lot of appreciation for his people in his stream. So
my family on Twitch, and I say family because like literally I've been to a lot of their houses. They've been to mine. We hang out. They're family to me, and for them to get behind me and support a dream on a whim, it's been an amazing ride. I've done things in the past 5 months that I would never have pictured doing in my life. Like being here on this podcast.
Yeah.
If it weren't for them, this wouldn't be possible.
It's true. A lot of good people in there. I'll vouch for that.
What is this? Pigpen Outdoors wants you to head down to Wisconsin.
Yep. And that's the other thing too, is so like when I go down to South Dakota, I try to do as much research as I can. You get out there and you look on their website, it says, oh, your fishing license is like $42 for an annual fishing license. Well, then you get out there and you find out they got this $25 stamp fee or $26 stamp fee that you have to buy. And then you have this out-of-state tax, and it comes out to $96. And that kind of stuff is like, oh, that hurt, especially when you're doing everything on as tight of a budget as you can. When I initially started out taking the van out, I could fill the van for like $60.
Yeah.
Well, now it costs me about $140 to fill it. And I mean, that's a big expenditure change. It cost me, give you an idea, it cost me about $140 to get here today.
And is that part of the reason why you stay at certain places like for 4, 5, 6 days? It also
exactly
saves you a lot of money if you're not, fishing sucks here, let's go 4 hours this way. Well, that gets real expensive really fast.
In a van that averages about 13 miles to the gallon, that gets extremely expensive real quick.
And he runs his generator 24/7, guys. I mean, it's nonstop running.
Yeah, that runs me about 2.5 gallons a day. Running like on really, really hot days, I have to keep the air conditioner running, or otherwise stuff in the van will go bad. Yep. That's kind of the big thing, and that'll go anywhere from 2 to 2.5 gallons a day. So,
what's your bucket list fish?
Oh, that's a good one.
It can be salt or fresh.
Well, peacock bass is definitely on my bucket list. And then, of course, watching all the streamers or the fishing shows, everybody went after the blue marlin. Everybody. It was like you were not an actual TV show fisherman unless you caught a blue marlin.
Right. So blue marlin and peacock?
Blue marlin, peacock bass so far. I got my sturgeon, so
I think a September Superior North Shore trip would be cool.
We looked at before coming here, because I thought about heading to Duluth right after here. The biggest issue I'm going to have is finding camping in Duluth. A lot of times I have to find spots. What makes South Dakota so convenient is because all along the Missouri River, and along the Jim River, there's free camping all along it. You know, they're not really opposed to people camping along the riverbank. That's one of those things that, you know, that's one of the things I have to consider in a budget, because you get to a campground where it gets to be, you know, some of these I've seen are $80 a night. That's a lot of budget. I mean, that's
crazy.
Yes. So it's we call it balling on a budget.
Yeah, balling on a budget. I like that. Redneck RVing, Tim says.
Absolutely.
I mean, he is the redneck man. Oh, he used to be.
Still am. I still host another. Well, that one's still more political. So
He used to have a different name on Twitch, and he had to change it, right?
yes.
What was your old name?
Still on Facebook, Redneck Invasion. The big thing with that was what are you doing?
We don't know.
He ran out of juice.
He's getting another
You
soda.
ain't got another one?
Anything for you.
Sock pop, as Matt
Dang.
would say. Sock soda.
So the biggest reason is because cancel culture. Even though it didn't really take effect in real life, it took a huge effect on the internet. And Twitch is one of them arenas where you can't get validated. You can get partnered on there, but it doesn't protect you from anything, because
It's true.
literally the biggest streamer on Twitch, the streamer that made Twitch what it was, they banned him.
Millions a year, and they banned him.
What?
Biggest name draw.
For whatever.
It was never released.
Yeah, it doesn't
But there's
say.
currently a lawsuit over it.
It's
but-
settled.
Did it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But where on Facebook, you can get validated.
Yeah.
Once you're validated on Facebook, they can't touch you. They don't do anything to you. The most they'll do is not let you post on your page for 30 days. But if you got admins or moderators, they can post under your name.
It's true.
So Twitch is I would say probably the hardest game in social media.
It's a slippery rink, man.
It
Twitch
is.
is slippery.
It's you have to walk on eggshells.
You
on
almost
Twitch.
feel like you're gonna. It's one of those times where you feel like you might get fired and you're not sure.
right.
It's one of those.
But the biggest thing is it's also the most interactive. They're the best setup for live streaming
It
on
is.
any platform.
It is great for streaming. I'll
So
say
starting
that.
a channel with Dan on Twitch is probably not a good idea.
He ain't gonna stream.
He will.
Yeah,
He
right.
will.
Doubt it.
He will.
You know, they do have a sleeping category there.
Yeah, people stream sleeping.
There's you find
Dan,
weird
that's for
stuff
you.
Oh yeah.
You can set up the camera so you just see your feet up on the boat, and then the rod is just sticking out.
The rod.
Rod.
There's Wolfram
No.
said there's more to the story. Yeah, I'm sure there is more to the story. There's a lot more to the story, actually.
On that lawsuit.
Yeah, or just the ban.
Yeah, I didn't keep up with it after it initially happened.
It's all settled now. So, but he's still banned and he can't come back. He still can't be viewed on other people's streams. It's pretty crazy.
Who is this?
It's Dr. Disrespect. He's one of the best to ever do it. He's not even an IRL streamer. He's a video game streamer. Just know he's the best. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Champions Club.
Two-time. He's the two-time,
2-time.
back-to-back,
Back
1993,
1993,
94,
94.
Blockbuster
Blockbuster.
video game champion.
Video
Oh.
game champion, ladies and gentlemen.
37-inch vertical leap, 6'8" athletic freak.
You are definitely a fanboy.
Oh, huge Doctor fan.
And the guy is like insanely tall.
He's insanely athletic too. He played Division I college basketball.
And he
So-
also designed a Call of Duty.
He designed Advanced Warfare maps, Ascension, and another one. And now he just opened his new own gaming studio. And I think that's where the lawsuit came from. He's making his own game. I don't know for sure, but he opened his own studio called Midnight Society. And he just dropped the name of his new game. They just had the first teaser playthrough from people, and it's called Dead Drop. It's pretty cool. Anyways, enough about video gamers.
How many fishing rods do you use, Ron, when you're not on the live stream?
Okay, well, I currently am only carrying 4 with me. I've been kind of challenged by my community to not bring all my gear with, but on average, I carry between 15 and 20 with them.
What's your favorite catfish rod?
Hellcat?
You guys hear
Catch
that?
the fever.
You know, I was down here.
Promotional code Luke 10.
Chewy hates that.
I mean, old
That was a
Carver,
mean look, man.
old Carver has been known to carry them, but
Yep. Mhm.
there's still one in the shop though. I think.
I don't think there is. anymore.
There's a lot of muddy river catfishing rods in there.
Yeah, Chris Flores too.
Well, I mean, I got spoiled. Luke gave me my very first Hellcat rod, and I'm
Chewy's gonna
absolutely
go
in love with it. I
cry.
tried a couple other ones, and I absolutely love this one.
Nope.
Better-
Yeah, I decided he was down there, and I was like, I'm gonna give Ron a Hellcat rod. So I went and grabbed one, and I gave him a rod. I was feeling generous. Ron like free.
Of course, I like free. I'm a full-time streamer.
I love that. I don't know where Chewy went. Well, it was a good podcast. Just kidding.
Well, see you later.
We're about to close her up anyways, but if you guys want to
But I will give a shameless plug to my boy Wolf and Custom Rods.
Mhm.
Has built a series of bass
Oh, yeah.
rods for me that I've just been
Yep.
stellar, absolutely stellar.
I have 6 of his rods myself,
I have 5.
and I love them. And the best in the business.
He
You got Chewy. Oh, he's got a whip. Weird. I don't know
what
why.
are you doing with that?
But if people do want to get in touch with you, Ron, how do people contact you? Maybe for anything, for maybe a sponsorship, maybe some gear, maybe for anything. If people want to contact you, how do they contact you?
Honestly, the best way to get a hold of me is either send me an email at RonClevelandOutdoors@gmail.com, or the best thing to do is actually just get on my Twitch stream and we can message to Discord or through private message.
So if you guys want to watch Ron, make sure you get over to twitch.tv/RonClevelandOutdoors. Our system's about to die. So
If you want to meet Ron Friday, Saturday, Sunday down at the Carver launch,
well, yeah, it's a invite thing, but yeah,
okay.
So-
Sorry.
it's all good.
Fired.
It's good. If you
Fired
wanna
again.
I
stop
get
by-
fired about 3 times a
Stop
night. I'm
by.
not really worried.
No, yeah, you guys are good. If you want to get in touch with him and maybe stop by, just shoot him a message on Twitch. So I think that's probably the best route to go.
There
But
you go.
we want to thank Ron and Dan and Chewy. Thank you guys all for coming in tonight. It's been awesome. And I know I'll be seeing Ron this weekend here. He'll be streaming from the river. So thank you, Ron.
Thank you guys. I appreciate this.
And thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of Old Carver Fishing Podcast. And we will see you guys on the next one.
Thanks, guys.